And good afternoon, everybody. Really hope you enjoyed that Ratchet and Clank relay from this morning. I know I did. We're here with Runners Wanted. I am ZoeVermilion. We have a pretty awesome show scheduled for you today. We have 3 games on the schedule, and one of them we actually have 3 runs. We're going to be showcasing all 3 of the main categories, so if you happen to like one of these categories more than another, it's going to be pretty easy for you to be able to jump in and learn the run, and that run is going to be Eat Girl, and it's very important that you spell it in all caps. So without really any further ado on that one, I'm going to just hand the mic over to our first Eat Girl runner and comms, so y'all take it away, introduce yourselves.
All right, I'm Chai Kitty. I'm excited today to be running Eat Girl. I'm going to be playing any percent. And commentating with me, I have Eric J. Math and Sickly. So you guys can introduce yourselves.
Yeah, hi, I'm Eric J. _Math.
I'm Sickly too. So both of us do any percent, and we're just excited to kind of showcase the game for you guys.
Awesome. Well, if everyone's ready, you can just give me a countdown whenever, and we'll get started. Remember, chat, this is going to be the first of 3 runs of this. We're showing off what? Any percent, 100%, and I can't remember what the other acronym stands for.
All standard levels.
That one. So this one's going to be any percent, so just let me know when to start the timer.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go. So Eric, you want to count us down?
Sure. So the time starts on file select here, which will be in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and we're off. So yes, this is Eat Girl. Eat Girl is an indie game. It's available on itch. Came out I think about a year ago, but it's a pretty fun game. It's short, and so it makes for a really good speed run. So one of the things you'll notice from the start is there's this speed building up mechanic. So the longer I move without hitting a wall, I have this fire behind me, and that's going to make me go fast. So I want to try to keep that as much as possible. Okay. And so for any percent, I just have to beat enough levels to let this, I don't know, whatever you want to call that barrier down there, to let that barrier go down enough to reveal the final level. So I have to play a total of 17 levels to do that, and then the final level. Okay. So here I have to build up enough speed to break these crates to get into the other area. This is widely considered the hardest level in the run. So far going pretty well. Hopefully we'll get through this first try. Just wait for this guy. Oh. Okay.
Trying to maintain your speed while avoiding enemies and staying within the confines of the map makes it extremely difficult. So very nicely done for that level.
Yeah, this one here is probably the biggest RNG level in the game, because these guys move randomly. So here I'm retrying because the guy at the very top, I need him to go down. There we go. Yeah, this level can be pretty annoying just because these guys are unpredictable.
Yeah, so every level has 3 colors of dots for the most part. Blue, pink, and yellow, or some people say purple. But you have to collect all the dots and then hit the ending portal in the level to complete it. You'll notice some menuing here of return to map as soon as Chai Kitty hits the portal. That saves a few time units, probably about a second every time.
I think it's a little more, just because the animation's kind of long. Oh, he did the explodey attack, gotta wait a little bit. Yeah, so these sun dudes, they have 2 different attacks. They can either shoot electricity out in 4 directions, or if you get really close to them, they explode. So that comes into play in a couple of the later levels, more so. But we see those a little bit throughout. Here again, back with the worms.
Yeah, we've seen a few enemies so far. The electricity dudes, I think their official name is Gordo. They are called Gordos.
Yeah, there are a few key enemies we have not met yet, though. Okay. And then I think these are new enemies we haven't seen either.
Yeah, this will be the first level that we see flippers. Like arrow-looking things. They'll move back and forth.
Nice. That level can be a little tricky. That was pretty good. Oh, I forgot to break these boxes. That's fine. Okay, so for this level, if I can keep my speed the whole time, because it's based on the cycle that these worms are moving around in, if I can just keep the full speed the whole time, I can get the fastest cycles. It can be a little tricky, but looks like we got it.
Yeah, so in addition to the main 4 directions, you also have a stop button, which allows you to just halt movement, but you do keep your speed that you've built up, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this level is also kind of interesting because basically no matter what I do in the here, it's all dependent on the cycle going on in the center of the room. Like I lost my speed briefly there, but it won't make a difference because I'm gonna have to end up waiting for this anyway. Okay, good level. Okay, power surge back with the Dordos. Oops.
Yeah, how nice. They can blow up the crates for you.
Yeah. Just gotta wait for this one. Okay. Alright, so here we're coming up. We're gonna meet a new enemy. This is everybody's favorite enemy in the game. It is Greg.
I hope you have your sound up. Everyone turn your sound up for this.
Hear the chomping.
But Greg is here.
Yes, Greg is here. When you enter this level, the game, the title of the window changes from Eat Girl to Greg is here. And the icon changes to that guy just chomping. So, okay, we got past Greg without too much trouble. We will meet him again, though. Okay, this level's interesting. It has these teleporters and the arrow dudes, and so they just kind of go between each one. So here I'm having to carefully eat these dots without accidentally entering the portal. So, nice, that was really good. That's a hard level. Okay.
This really begins the part of the game where you can pick and choose which levels you want to complete, because you only have to complete 17 levels to unlock the final one, which is Escape. But we pretty much figured out which ones seem to be the fastest, although there have been some routing changes recently as we find new strats for levels.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to save this. I'm on a weird cycle. This level is like, yeah, this level is really weird. If you make any mistake, it's just because it's really hard to predict where the electricity is gonna come from, because they're shooting them into the portals and then they're coming out of other portals. So that's a little unfortunate. But
this level took me a while casually.
Hope we'll be okay. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. That was too bad, but... Here, just gonna build up speed to break this crate. Oh, I messed up. Let's try again. And then, yeah, so you can choose to play either one of these levels, but this one is more consistent. Oh. Okay. All right, so we're coming up on another Greg level. Greg is back.
Greg's
This one can be a little tricky. Yeah, because Greg can also take the teleporters sometimes. Oh, I had to either go or let Greg get me. Got hit. Yeah, this level can be pretty tricky. Because like I mentioned, sometimes Greg can take the teleporters. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I went through the teleporter right as the arrow did.
In this game, if you are when you take the teleporter, you see you kind of like turn into a particle and then fly to the other one. You and an enemy can be in that state at the same time, and you don't collide, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so you're pretty much invincible when you're doing the teleporting, but after you arrive, then you're not anymore. Except for a case we're going to see in the next level, actually. So here, I think this is the first time we're seeing these blocks. I forget what these ones are called. But there's a clip.
The Smish enemy is what this is.
Yeah, there's a clip I can do with these guys on the next level. Okay. That was good. Yeah, that level is pretty notoriously difficult, so glad to get that one first try. Okay, so this level has those blocks again, and okay. Yeah. Sometimes you get unlucky with these guys. Okay. So I'm gonna clip here, so the block's gonna charge me, but it doesn't actually hit me there. And so I use that to get over to this section quickly. That is called the math clip, found by Eric J. Math, naturally.
My big contribution to the speed running community.
Yes. Okay. Late arrival. I hear Greg, but I don't see him.
Yeah, I hear some weird chomping.
Oh, there he is. This level's kind of cool. And then, so yeah, you'll notice to the right, there are these crates here. I actually can't break these with the yellow speed. You need the blue speed, the blue flame. And you'll see that in the next, or I think that'll only be in 100%. I don't think the next run will have it. The run after, you'll see that come into play. Okay, I'll turn it. Okay, so this is the final level. Just messed up breaking those boxes a little. But I think this is a nice way to end the run. It's just kind of like a straight, just eating all these dots in a line. It is kind of difficult to turn the corner at the precise moment, and if you do bonk the wall, you do lose a bunch of speed. But, oh, like there. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought this was a nice way to end the run. But, okay, so time will be coming up. There'll be a big yellow portal that I'm going to go through in a little bit. That'll be time. Okay, it's coming up right after this. And time. There you have it. Eat Girl any % in just a little over 12 minutes. So not a bad run. Not a bad run.
GG's.
Yeah, really good run, especially with all of the inconsistency and RNG for some of these enemies. It's really good to get a 12-minute time in a setting like
this.
Yeah,
I got some really bad RNG at the start. Yeah, it's nice because the worst RNG level is at the start. It's the 3rd level, so you can just reset if it's really bad. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. It's a nice short run. Pretty easy to learn, pretty easy to pick up. Yeah, hope you check it out. And yeah, stick around, of course. Shredberg is up next with all standard levels. So that'll be pretty similar to any percent, but with I'm not sure exactly how many new levels there are, but I think it's like, is it 25? I think, I don't know.
You end with 24, I believe.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So
Well,
6
thank you
more
so
levels.
much. Yeah, thank you so much, Chai, for that run. Yeah, we're gonna get set up for the ASL run, so don't go anywhere. There will be more Eat Girl on the other side. And we are back. We have more Eat Girl. This time we have ASL, which I was just taught last run is all standard levels, I want to say.
Yes.
That's correct.
Awesome. We have Shredberg here doing the run. We have Comet and Frozen Flagon on comms. I'm going to hand them the mic. I know they had a couple things they wanted to say before the run started on like where you can get this game and stuff like that. So the mic is y'all's.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Frozen Flagon. Just wanted to let everyone know, if you bought the itch.io bundle for racial equality, this game is in there. I know a lot of people bought that, and so now you have Eat Girl, and you should play it because it's really fun. If you didn't pick up that bundle, exclamation mark RW info gives you the link to this game on itch, and also the Discord link to join. We would love to have new runners continue to grow our awesome community.
Yeah, and this is like a pretty, it's an easy speed game to learn too, because you're just basically, you can just play the game the way that it is and just try not to die, and then you know, it's fun. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started here. So I'll give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Good luck, Shredberg.
Thank
You got it.
Oof, almost got through there with keeping the P speed. You know, I realized the code. We actually call things by like their actual name. But like half of the things that we stole for names were like from Mario, like Thwomps and P-Speed and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys just saw any percent, and for the first like good while, it's gonna be the same. And then once we're about the halfway point, we're going to be adding in a lot more levels to this. You might be asking why it's standard levels. So basically, once you beat the game the first time, there's basically a limited number of levels that you can get through and play. Once you beat the game, you pick up the ability to unlock secret levels, and those are not part of this run. So we're going to be doing all of the standard levels.
And what's really cool is that even though we're seeing a lot of these levels repeated, Shredberg and Chai have a lot of different strats. New strats are coming up in our Discord like every single day, and so people are looking at those, changing their strats. So no two runners played this game the same.
No, definitely not, especially me. But Chai seems to like have a lot of strats from like that we came up with in like March when it was only like me and him running the game, and some strats from VIO, because they ran this even before I did, way back when the game came out, and those strats were fine. Oops. But a lot of them are I don't want to say they're slow, because they're not. It's just that they take precautions that you don't necessarily need to take. I accidentally triggered that guy, and I don't want to do that there, but it's fine. That loses like a half second.
The Gorders are probably my least favorite enemy, because not only can they shoot in all four directions, when you get near them, they can be activated and have that little explosion ring that can also kill you and get in your way from eating the dots, like it's doing right now.
We're cruising so far.
Absolutely.
What do I say? Okay, this level's like, I think one of my favorites, just because the strat is like, oh, whoops. I went the wrong way. You're supposed to turn around there.
It's also very easy to do. Just accidentally turn right into an enemy.
Yeah, that's especially
Common
like
source
later
of
levels.
death.
Yeah.
Oh, people are asking, are you playing with controller or on keyboard?
I am playing with controller. I am like, especially in other games that I play that are PC games, I'll very much be adamant that controller is just as good. This game, I actually definitely think that keyboard is better. I think that it can be a lot easier to change directions when you're using keyboard, but I do it with controller. So right here, I'm pretty sure Chai probably did this. This is actually not faster, but it's a lot more consistent. But technically what you can do is when you're changing directions is when you can build up P speed a lot faster. So what would be fastest there, and I need to change my route, is just build up P speed really fast right after this level. But it can be difficult to do.
Yeah, the overworld movement is a really important part of the speedrun because you need to break some of the boxes, you need to make sure you're going to the right level, and all those things. So that's something we're constantly optimizing as well.
This level right here is like, you're basically cycle locked, but it's actually a lot of fun. I like it. This last one is the easiest by far.
I enjoy this level too.
Yeah, the first two are actually pretty tough. It's really easy. If you lose P speed at all, you pretty much miss the cycle. Whoops. That's micro life. Who was it? Markers? I think Markers and Joe both got, whoops, a new strat for this that I have no idea how it works, but it's really cool looking.
It's really fast.
It's really fast.
Yeah, micro life is really tough. So having good strat can really be helpful.
Yeah, the blue and pink dots in this level aren't too bad, and then they're hard to do fast. But then the yellow is just really compressed in the middle, and it makes it very difficult to do cleanly.
Yeah, I messed up my strat pretty bad, so I've been having to improv this whole thing. Get in front of him. Ah!
Yeah,
right there, here it doesn't matter if I go. Like, I could have gone and hit over here, but in terms of time, it didn't make a difference.
And the portal always spawns in the same spot. So that's why, Shrubber went around top to go around, so that when he completed eating all the yellow dots, he'd be right where the portal is. So that's also another part we consider when we're routing levels, is where is going to be the best way to get to the portal after we've eaten the yellow dots.
Interestingly enough, too, the new strat, like, they do start at the bottom, and I just was not able to find out a way to make that faster.
Yeah, no, I can't do it.
Right there, I did a bunch of lefts and rights at the beginning, so I picked up P speed faster than you would if you just went down into the left, like, slowly. Uh-oh, it's Greg.
Greg, let's get some capital Greg in the chat, everyone. Just as Eat Girl is all caps, Greg is all caps.
Ah.
There's a few different strats for this level. Oh, go ahead.
The first, like, I think we go against Greg 4 times. It's 4 times. The first 3 are not super bad. Greg is, like, not, the levels aren't necessarily super consistent, but there's going to be one. It's like the second to last level of the game. That is going to be an adventure.
Oh, yes, the infamous Greg 4.
Yep.
Oops, I am not doing this level correctly. That's fine.
So yeah, every single portal works the same, and all the enemies can use the portals as well. So that's something that you have to keep track of. If you are in a portal and an enemy's in a portal, it won't kill you. So that's sometimes used to route, faster ways to get between enemies, but that can also be really scary because if they come right out of a portal and hit you, you're kind of done for.
Oh no. Go down. Thank you.
The Gregling can really come in here and screw up the cycle. Luckily, he kind of went in the portal and left us alone.
You can, if you get stuck on that middle one with the Gregling, you can just have the ant go one way and then the Gregling's going the other, and you're just dead.
It's a big problem.
Okay, these guys, at least on the patch that I'm playing on, are RNG on when they'll chase you. Just wait. So it can make this level a bit of a pain. I used to do this in any percent instead of the level that I had done before that, Pen Pals, but that was because I just couldn't figure out a good strat for Pen Pals. Because I kept trying to go like one way and it just wasn't very good. And then I think Chai, no, I don't know. I'll give Chai credit for finding out the strat. I don't know if he did anything with it, but
My favorite thing about the Gruglings charging that we found out after the developer, Testload, who's in chat, popped into our Discord, we were able to look at the code, and when the Gruglings get ready to charge, it's called in the code, consider getting angry. And I love that.
Oh,
They're
they're
considering
not
being
being
angry strong at you.
Yeah, they're not being very nice. I made a bad read though on that first death. Don't go down. Thank you. No!
This level's really tricky.
There's like a beta patch that the Greglings are a lot nicer on them.
Yep.
They act like super consistently, and I should probably be playing on that. Why not?
My strat for this level is to purposefully try and activate them as much as possible, going left and right, so I'm able to just follow them through.
Oh, whoops, no, I didn't know that guy was there. This is not a level that
You got this, you got this.
But that's fine. We're here. Fine.
Everyone in chat really likes to consider getting angry. Me too. You got this, you got this.
I'm considering it. Just gonna not. Okay, cool. I'm fine. That's good. That's it. Okay, actually, let's stop. Okay. It's like the best RNG that I've gotten without making them angry.
There we go. Yeah, that was a good way to end. The portal's in the middle. That guy's not going to hurt us. The second you enter the portal, you become invincible. So it's not a big deal if there's an enemy in your way there.
So there's some levels like Transmission that we just did that's not consistent, at least on this patch. This level is 100% consistent. I do the same thing every single time. It's nice and easy. That should be enough.
Well done. That was really nice.
yeah, that was good.
Need P speed here to.
Ooh, you bonked right there. That's unfortunate.
No biggie. So we're gonna go into Greg 2. What's this one called? This one? Greg's Revenge.
Greg's Revenge. Everyone, you know what to do. Greg in the chat. I really enjoyed this level. Conceptually, I think it's really cool.
Whoops. It should be fine. Okay. Accidentally went into a portal that I didn't want to go into. And that just messes up not only where Greg is, although Greg's, it's not super consistent where he's going to be at, but like, worst of all, that's fine. It messes up where what are these things called?
The flippers.
The flippers.
Flippers, yeah. It messes up where those things are, and that was what really did me in. This was also like a super consistent one, but it is really easy to get it messed up.
You do a totally different strat than I do there. But the nice thing about the Smish is that you're able to control where they go. If you get in their line of sight, they'll go all the way to the end of the screen until they hit a wall. They won't turn around, so it's very easy to manipulate where they're going to go.
Yeah. This level has both the Smishes and it's got the Greglings. Whoops. That's fine. Looks like the other Gregling wasn't where I wanted it to be anyways. I want it to be there.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of where this Smish is sometimes.
Yeah, I'm dead here too. Just want to get the strat. Let's go.
You got this, you got this.
I got it. Nice. A lot of this game too, you have a lot of buffered inputs. So basically, like when you're on a wall before where you need to go, I'm just gonna be buffered my. Are you kidding me? Buffering my inputs the whole time there. And the two levels right now that have been giving me issues are not the ones I expected. This game's sort of pretty easy to just sort of get die a bunch in a row.
Yeah, it is.
That was not a smart thing to do. Oh no.
This is why most of us route face first out of any percent. Because it can be really tragic.
Yeah.
No worries though, you got this.
Yeah. Normally, once I get to this yellow phase, like, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Because this phase is surprisingly, in my opinion at least, the easiest. But I keep losing P speed because I keep going the wrong direction.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh my gosh.
Kirkling, get out of here.
We're out of it, thank goodness.
Yes. Let's go.
The amount of times I've tried to go into the portal and then the Smish get me right at the end is too many.
Yeah.
Makes me really sad.
Greglings or the Smish, they always seem to know when it's the right time.
Oh, wow. It's actually,
This
I
is
think, the first
assembly.
time that I've turned around early there.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
Assembly line was really, really tricky for me casually, but it's all about you want to go in the farthest away pathway from them because they are not fast enough to be able to get you if you're in the middle or if you're in the farthest away. So you try and route that so that anytime they're falling, they don't have enough speed to be able to get you.
And it was really hard to route that. That was one where I had a feeling, like when I first started doing it, it's like, oh, this could be faster. And I just could not find a way to get it consistently faster. And just recently, somebody was like, oh, if you just do this. And it is a lot more consistent now. Oh no. I'll just go back here. You don't like to see what is happening with all those Greglings. You like to see the opposite. We'll go this way again.
Yeah, the Greglings being over in the pink dots, you really can't do anything about. You have to get over there, and you need to get those dots. And it doesn't help that the Smish is just constantly free-falling vertically.
Go down, thank you.
Yeah, whenever there's a level with a bunch of Greglings, their RNG can very much decide how the level turns out.
Yeah. And at level 2, like, the Greglings can slow you down at parts, but that second phase, like, if it doesn't... Oh, whoops. Should be fine. Yeah, fine.
And now Greg's here.
Yo, welcome back, Greg.
Showed up a little late to the party. That's okay.
Alright, another level that is not in any percent. It's Livewire. This one, I find very tough.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the harder ones, in my opinion.
The Gordos are hard enough in themselves when they're in a fixed position, but the thing is, to get the pink dots that are right in those little alcoves, you have to let the Gordos free. And the problem is, the Gordos move around. So not only are they shooting in various places, you have to avoid the flippers, and if you get too close to them, they can explode and block your ability to get the yellow dots. So this is a really improv-heavy level.
Oh no. I thought I had it.
That was really close.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be able to stop there, and I just wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Go up here, actually. Yeah. Don't know why I went a certain direction there. I think I just misinputted. Whoops. I was saying earlier how I think that keyboard is better for this, and I think the biggest thing is there's just some corners where you're going around it really fast, and if you're playing with D-pad, I find it really simple to accidentally be holding 2 button directions at once, and I don't recommend it. I'm just really bad at keyboard controls, so I refuse.
Yeah, there is input priority that has been discussed. I don't remember which keys have priority over another, but that can be an issue if you are holding down 2 keys because you think you really want to go left. The game says no, you had down pressed.
Okay, that should be good. Alright, that one's not going my way. Wait for the flipper.
Yep, good. This looks good. Just gotta get the edge dots.
Alright, cool.
There you go.
Okay,
Great.
this level
Nice
here
job.
is supposed to be consistent, and I don't know what's wrong with my computer, but it knows.
I love Mobius. This is like the one level I routed, and I love this level.
We want all 3 of the forms to go the same direction. Okay, cool, they did.
Yay!
That's how it's supposed to happen. Just sometimes for me, for whatever reason, they don't do that, and it can make the level like it's not impossible to beat. It's still beatable. It just makes it a lot longer.
And this level, interestingly, doesn't have yellow dots. I think this is the only level that doesn't have yellow dots, but once you get the the blue and the pink, you're done, and it doesn't matter what order you get them in.
Now we basically got teleported back to where I did. I think actually, you know what? I think I'm realizing that there's a way to not do that. But
New routing on the fly right now. Yeah, the warp back to Mobius just takes you back to the beginning-ish, so you kind of just gotta run all the way back to everyone's favorite level.
Legitimately, though, I think you might not have to do that, and I'm gonna look at something after the run.
I'm very excited to see.
Because it, like, on what's the name of the level? High Five. Whoops, come on, Greg. On High Five, it depends. It teleports you based off the direction that you're going into that portal.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that has the same properties.
Welcome to Marching Ants, everyone. This is the pinnacle of all standard levels gameplay. It is a really hard level because Greg is extremely unpredictable. You don't have a lot of places to run, and you have to kind of go clockwise around the circle because of the worms.
Yeah, and sometimes you can just get trapped, and there's literally nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
It's not even like a kind of thing where it's like, oh, if you slightly mess up, it's no. Sometimes you can just you made all of the right moves, but you still lost, kind of thing.
There's no hiding from Greg.
No hiding from Greg.
This is truly Greg's revenge. You got this, you got this.
I got it. It's this yellow phase that is really,
Yes.
really, really hard.
Having to go inside and outside of the circle while watching Greg is
Greg
so
can just
difficult.
decide to stop right in the middle where you need to go. So it's like you have the choice of either getting hit by ants or dying. It's like, what's your choice? Or wait, that's the same thing. You either get hit by ants or you get hit by Greg.
Dying
Greg,
from one or dying
no,
from the other.
thank you. No, oh god.
You're good,
Oh, god,
you got
oh, god,
this.
oh, god. Greg, go. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
okay.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, Greg.
Get to the portal, get to the portal, get to the portal.
Oh
You
god.
made it. All right, let's get out of here, guys.
Let's go, let's go.
Get out
Yes.
of here. All right.
Escape time, baby.
Somehow, that was faster than free fall. That was unexpected.
That was really good. Well done.
Whoops. Try to get P speed there really fast. Like if you lose speed, it's faster to just do like a 360 and then get your speed back. But I feel like that's another thing. I feel like that'd be a lot easier on keyboard. But
Everyone in chat was saying marching ants was so intense.
Oh my goodness. It is intense. That ending of it was probably the most tense that I've ever had on that level.
That's awesome.
Alright. This
Escape is actually hard. Like, escape looks very simple, but getting the turns and not blocking is difficult.
I legitimately only get good escapes when I'm on PB pace. Every other escape is bad. Alright, that's time. Alright, that was all
Yes!
standard levels.
Easy.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Greg.
Is pretty easy to start speedrunning. Some of the levels in all standard levels can be tough, but I really recommend it. It's pretty easy to get started, but it has a high enough skill ceiling where you don't just feel like you're just, doing basic stuff. But yeah, thanks guys, and thanks Frozen and Comet for help on commentary.
That was awesome. Good run.
Thank you.
GG's. Thank you for that run, Shredberg. If you've noticed in chat, we have been putting a command in, which has a link to the speedrun.com page, as well as the Discord for the speedrun community. So if you're liking what you're seeing, or you like the next run, which will be our final Eat Girl run of the day, please consider joining the Discord. It's a bunch of cool people. It's a really cool game, and I'm sure they'd love more runners, right?
Yes, please.
All right. Speaking of that 100% run, we are going to take another very quick break and get that all set up. So don't go anywhere. There'll be more Eat Girl and more Greg after. And we are back. Or did we go anywhere to begin with? I made myself laugh at my own stupid joke. So yeah, we're still here with E-Girl. We have the 100% run now. We have Tuhu going to be running this one. Frozen Flygon still on comms. So enough of my voice. Let them talk. Take it away.
All right, Tuhu, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm Toho, I guess, and
Oh, Toho, sorry.
yeah. And I run any percent all standard levels and 100%, and yeah, gonna be doing 100% of Eat Girl, 100% run of Eat Girl, all the levels, and the true ending.
Awesome. So we have 32 levels to see, some really new content. We're gonna get to see the post game. So let's count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
So yeah, hub movement's gonna be a little more complicated this run. The beginning's gonna look like any percent, but then once we get the blue flame power up at the end, things will start to look a lot different.
Yeah, we will be seeing all the levels that, you know, we saw in all standard levels, but the routing is slightly different because we want to utilize the warps a little bit better to come back to the beginning of the game to grab some of the secrets. So you've been seeing the yellow crates, which are broken by the standard P speed. And if you've also been noticing, there are silver crates. We're going to be breaking those silver crates in this category to find secret levels. And there are also silver crates hidden inside of levels, which hide secret levels as well. So we're going to get to see all of those. Also, Tuho has probably, you know, the most advanced strats out of all of us, as he holds world record in every single category, including the 2 meme categories.
Yeah, this is like the last hard level of the early game, in my opinion. Unearthed was pretty hard, and I'm hoping this goes well and they'll be nice to me, and it looks like they're being a little bit mean.
Tuho's really aggressive with the Gregling, making them angry on purpose to get them out of the way, which is definitely risky because you don't know which way they're going to turn at all times, but it really pays off in terms of getting them out of the way to eat the dots.
If you're clever there, you can do a full loop in the middle perfectly, but didn't quite get it. I'm using a new strat here. It saves like 0.2 seconds or something.
Yeah, in the Discord, we document a lot of the strats. We have a whole, like, you know, strat channel, and everyone kind of posts their videos, and we're constantly trying to improve them, beat the next cycles. It's a really wonderful collaborative community. It's been amazing to see the strats kind of transform from when there were only 2 or 3 runners to now there's about 20 of us actively doing runs. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I screwed it up right at the end, but still got the old good cycle, so that's fine. This level used to be a run killer until I found the new strat. I mean, I didn't find a new strat until I started using the new strat created by Comet, I think.
And yes, we have a question in chat. If you manually stop, you do maintain your speed. So if you stop if you 180, you lose speed. But if you just hold down the stop button, which this level is called stop time, it teaches you how to stop for the first time. We've obviously been using that prior, but you're allowed to maintain your P speed. So we utilize that smartly to be able to, you know, try and go as fast as possible, even in situations where we need to be pausing. Nice cycle skips there. Well done.
Yeah. This level is a doozy. I think I screwed it up.
Microlife is infamously difficult.
Oh my gosh, I do not deserve to be alive.
So yes, who also actually does bottom route first here in the yellow dots, which is atypical, I would say, because you're allowed to sneak back this way, which is really tough, but it's fast. This level's all about activating the Gordos to be able to get the dots without having to stop again for them, which he did very skillfully there.
There's like slightly more input delay or something on the hub. So sometimes my hub movements are not as refined as my movements in the level. This is probably the hardest singular strat in the game, and I didn't get it. But it's fine, because I miss it often.
And if you notice, we skipped Greg's first level. We're going to come back to it later. In the post-game, the Greg level gets a blue flame, and we're going to use that blue flame to unlock levels. So sorry, no Greg for now. We're skipping Greg 1, but you'll see it later. Don't worry. Get your Greg sags in the chat, but we'll see him. We're back at transmission, back at our really tight cycles here.
Nice. That's
well done.
Good cycle.
This level also has kind of a split. Some people choose to go left first, some people go right first. I go left first because I don't want to deal with the Gregling up front.
That went okay. I'm happy with that.
The Gordo almost got you on the end out of the portal. I was nervous.
Yeah. Greg is finally here.
Greg is here, everyone. You know what that means. Ooh, nice avoiding of the flipper there. That was really clean. And if you've seen the colors at the bottom, those in the game prevent you from progressing to different levels. So since we're just doing all the levels anyway, it's not a problem, but that actually really impacts our any percent routing. If we could choose from any levels that we wanted, the route would look very different.
I get to take a breather here.
Nice, well done. Seeing some more Gregling manipulation here, trying to get them to dash so they get out of the way. That one did not cooperate. Also, I want to say shout-outs to all the amazing community members I see in chat. You all make, being a part of this community really fun. And I'm happy that we got to put this event together. So, and thanks to Tesla, the developer, as well. So.
Yeah, if you watched the ASL run, I know I'm not on a good run until I get past Marching Ants, which is incredibly tough and is the level after Escape in this run.
Greg's a little late, but Greg's here, so here we are. And here you can see an example of the silver crates within the level. So we'll be back with the blue flame and see where Greg comes from, which is actually really cool. And throughout this, you've been seeing the quick menuing. The second you enter the portal, the game counts it as complete, and you're able to menu out of it as fast as possible, much faster than watching the exit cutscene.
The beginning of Escape right there is like really difficult to do perfectly. And I almost did it perfectly. You can't really see the bottom of the screen, so I turned a little early on the second blue turn.
Other than that, though, this Escape has been very clean.
Yeah. Yeah, so unlike the other two runs, this run does not end on Escape. I don't even know if it's the halfway point.
I think it is.
I think it is in terms of levels, but not quite in terms of time, because of course, you wouldn't be doing the longer levels in any percent, I guess.
Welcome to Marching Greg, everyone. Literally, in my splits I have this as Marching Greg. And yes, people memeing about Greg percent. All Greg levels is a category that has been recently added. It's a very cool run. And you can see... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, that was just a textbook marching ants. I'm really happy with that.
That was phenomenal. Well done. Come back to get the blue flame. Tuha has been redesigning the 100% route to use blue flame and try and keep it within levels, because as you can see, the blue flame is extremely fast. But the problem is, once you lose it within a level, it's pretty much gone forever. So it's all about, you know, not bonking. It's actually very impressive to keep the blue flame.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was tight. That was close.
I have to go back and grab the blue flame. If I kept it, I wouldn't have to do that. Yeah. So this route, the route I go for is kind of risky. Like, if I lose blue flame near the end of this level, I'm pretty much screwed. Nope. This is a bit precise.
Whoa, I've never seen that. That's so cool.
There you go.
So do you complete Mobius first and then go for the secret level? Cool. I do it the opposite. I do the secret level first, but then I guess, you know, you have to go back and get the blue flame.
So once I enter the portal, I can just retry.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't even think about that retrying you would just get the blue flame right back.
Yeah. I've done that staircase without losing my speed twice, just in practice. I've yet to do it in a run. If I did it on a world record run, I promised I'd give all the Discord admins of the Eco Discord $5, but it's never gonna happen.
Never say never. I believe.
Luckily for some reason, this level has a new blue flame in the top right. As long as we exit the level with that, we should... Oh, that was unfortunate.
I think it's because there is not any blue flame like in the middle. Like there's the escape blue flame in the very beginning blue flame, so this having Greg get blue flame kind of gives you somewhere in the middle to be able to regain it, which is super nice. Yes, everyone in chat, you'll never forget Greg now. Greg is the best. We're back to stop time to get stop time secret. So you really just have to... Turning with blue flame, if you buffer the turn, it allows you to keep it, which is super helpful. So I usually go really slow around corners just to ensure I don't have to reset.
This level used to be really hard, then I changed my input settings, and it made it a bit easier.
So yeah, that's another thing. You're able to change your turn buffer, your turn forgiveness and your buffering to whatever suits you the most. I know some people play with infinite buffer, like me. Some people play with no buffer, like Comet, and everything in between.
We'll be coming back for those gray boxes that we passed a little later.
This is close quarters, one of the coolest levels in the run, both casually and doing the speed run. You can kind of just trick the Gregling into just dashing continuously. There are actually two Greglings on top of each other, so casually when they split, it makes this level extremely, extremely difficult. But Tuho found that strat, and it is extremely consistent.
Well, that strat actually isn't as consistent. It's kind of like a revamp of the old strat I made that was more consistent, that's a little faster.
Gotcha.
Nope. Have to reset for good Gregling RNG. This
Are you trying to get the Gregling to go up?
Oh, yeah. Gave me the bad pattern. Yeah, that's fine.
This level is extremely difficult because the shockwaves will kill you if you're off screen and they hit you, and so will the Gregling. So I have a really hard time conceptualizing, like, where am I and where are the shockwaves? But Tuho is extremely good at this game and has no fear.
I had a lot of fear. That level tends to be kind of a run killer. I kind of did well.
Yes, there are dots off screen in that level. That's the forbidden knowledge. You have to go and get the dots off screen. Coming back to freefall. Awesome. Really cool. So we see here the strat is kind of intentionally activating the Greglings so you know where they're going to be, and you're able to kind of follow behind them, get all the yellow dots without too much of a problem. But the other two Greglings that aren't stuck in the loop can be an issue, but luckily it wasn't too bad this time.
Yeah, that was really nice. I usually like to activate all 4 of them before I get to the exit, just throughout the level bit. Yeah, I kind of had to improvise at the end. Okay, this level is the second worst after Marching Ants.
Oh, yeah, High Five is a rough time.
Pass by him. Oh no. I had to do the math clip.
Nice math clip. Well done. Yeah, this is another level where math clip's actually really useful.
That was actually really good, although I did lose my blue flame. So, go down here.
Greg is back again, everyone. We get to see where Greg comes from, which is also very exciting. So yes, if you missed the run earlier, math clip is when if you're on a portal and a Smish is on a portal, it doesn't kill you. There's Greg. Bye, Greg.
This level is nice 90% of the time, but 10% it likes to do whatever it wants.
And welcome to Greg 5. This level's all about getting Greg as close as possible to you and then just like dodging around him.
2 more levels left. This is actually a really good run.
I was about to say, this is actually a really good run. Especially, the new route that you've been working on is so new. But it seems like it's been very successful with keeping the blue flame.
Yeah. I rerouted the game starting on Wednesday. And then I haven't had much practice with it.
That's one of my favorite levels. I think it's so cool with the portals.
Get out of there.
This level can be rough when it comes to yellow dot time, if all the Greglings kind of swarm where you need to go, which kind of happened a little bit, but you got out of there pretty clean.
Final stretch here. Oh, time's coming up like really soon. Sorry. When I get to
where we go in the
here.
portal.
Time.
Let's go! Great run.
What was the time?
1902.
Okay.
That's extremely fast.
Yeah.
What's the world record?
I got an 1857 earlier today, right before GDQ. Just went out when I was practicing. Warming
So,
my hands up.
5 seconds off of world record in a marathon is extremely good. Awesome
Also,
run.
you may want to retime that because I think I stopped the timer late and might have started it early, so it's probably even closer than that.
We're just gonna say it was world record. Who can say?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. The 2 hardest levels were probably the nicest to me, so high fiving marching ants gave me no trouble at all, so that was cool.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, thank you both, and thanks to all the other e-girl runners and commentators. Flygon, did you want to just have any words about how someone could get into this community if their interest was piqued during this showcase?
Yeah. So as I said earlier, for all those who came in during this last run, we showcased any percent, all standard levels, and 100%. We have about like 20 people who are active in the Discord, constantly finding strats. We're here to help you. The Discord has just been linked in chat. We have a lot of fun emotes. We have a lot of fun talks. We're all really supportive of each other. Anytime anyone is streaming, we're all there in chat saying Greg. So please come and join us. If you have the itch.io bundle for racial equality, eGirl is already in there. You own this game. If not, it is on itch for $5. And I really hope you enjoyed this showcase. It is incredible speedrun. So thank you all so much for watching, and for everyone who came together, for the community who came together to make this happen, and for Zoe and GDQ for hosting us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you GDQ, and thank you Frozen for commentating, and good job to all the other runners earlier today.
All right, and thank y'all again. Don't go anywhere. Eat Girl may be done, but we do still have 2 more games coming up in this episode of Runners Wanted. So hang tight. We're going to take a quick break while we get set up for the next one, and you're in for a treat on the other side. See y'all soon. And welcome back. We are here now, and we have Kemono Heroes. It's going to be run by Tina Hacks, and you may have heard of this other guy here too. It's Author Blues.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't have, these two speak for themselves, so I'm going to let them speak for themselves. You just tell me when to start the timer.
Well, it's real simple actually. So I'm running a game, and I thought, well, I should have somebody who's like really cool and famous on, because that'll make people want to watch the game, right? So yeah, that's why Author Blues is here.
Unfortunately, Ninja wasn't available, but I was a close second choice. So.
But yeah, so this is Kemono Heroes. Actually, Author's the reason that I picked this game up, and it's super fun.
It is a really good game. Well,
yes, indeed.
It's a mostly good game.
It's pretty good. So it's an arcade-style game, couch co-op, super fun. So far, there's no couch co-op runs on speedrun.com. So if you want a free world record,
we were gonna fix that at SGDQ, but
we were, but then 2020 happened.
Yeah. Welcome to current year.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you get to pick your character. Tina's going to be playing on easy mode, and she's going to be playing with Hanako as well. All the characters have their own really unique abilities. Hanako can fly, so I think that's the obvious choice.
Yeah, flying it's good. But yeah, so honestly, all of these characters have reasons to play with them, which makes it pretty cool. It makes it so that right now one of the active runners, Pinta 0612, I think, either that or I'm a liar, is actually playing with the cat over on the right-hand side.
Really?
But yeah, you can, and he's putting up super good times.
That's awesome.
But I'm going with the one that flies, because
sure.
Flying. Are you ready with the timer?
Of course, yeah.
All right. Well, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so there's not separate categories for each character, though they do have their own remarkable abilities. Some of them are quite a bit more detailed and have more depth to them, but the cat's ability is she can climb walls. Hanako can fly, which means you can preserve any speed that you have really easily. The other two are being able to climb on vines, which is remarkably unuseful. And Futamaru is the last one, and it's probably the coolest one. Futamaru can mimic enemies, so you can like make a copy of them with a talisman and then transform into really any enemy in the game.
And there's a couple stages where that saves a ton of time, and you just need to actually be good at the game to make up for not flying. All right, so coming up, I'm going to try and do a cutscene skip. This is a real speed game, you know, because you can skip cutscenes. All right, looks like I got it. Cool. So if I hadn't have done that skip, there would have been a cutscene there. That's how you know it was skipped.
Nice. So this stage is one of those ones where if you get flashed by the giant moon in the background and you get frozen, we're going to see that mechanic coming up later in a much more difficult level. But here the concept's being introduced. As far as your abilities go, so you have a sword that you can swing. You also have a bomb that you can set off, and there's also kunai knives, projectiles. You get the option to buy upgrades to those at the end of each of the levels. I'm not really sure what the state of the speedrun is right now, whether or not you even take upgrades to things like kunai, but
Oh, nope. It's going to be all bombs all the way. Bombs are super broken. You're going to see a bunch of quick kills using bombs.
Yeah, aside from that, most of the value comes from, I mean, if you're playing casually, you're going to upgrade all the things, but really upgrading and buying more bombs is a really powerful strategy, so. You'll notice that occasionally as she flies, she'll also do a ground kick to attack enemies. You get a little bounce off of them, and you don't lose your momentum when you do that, so it's really valuable to do that. You'll also notice occasionally she'll be picking up... so some of the pickups you can get are additional bombs to refill them, health, little things like that throughout, so... This game balances both challenge and I'm trying to figure out how to word it. The game is difficult, but it really makes it pretty easy to pull off some movement that feels really satisfying and cool to watch.
Yeah,
like,
this is one of those games that just it feels good to play, which is for me that's the mark of a good speedrun.
Yeah, it's simultaneously not an easy game, but it's easy to do things that look cool. This is our first real boss, our Firebrand boss. He's done.
If you let him go off screen, he'll do a number, and he'll cost you a lot of time.
He gets wild. So now Tina has picked up the hook ability. It'll definitely be really useful in some of the later stages we'll see. But this hook does give a lot of interesting movement mechanisms as well, because you can hook to platforms above you and not lose any of your momentum. There's going to be some vertical stages we're going to see as well where that's going to be used a lot. You know, I never got good at these stages, these ones with just like tons of enemies raining down, and it's just impressive watching you avoid them so well.
Well, give me time. I'll find ways to mess it up.
Okay. Can't wait. So yeah, Tina's been upgrading the sword, as well as buying bombs and upgrading bomb capacity. The sword is just a really versatile weapon. It does a ton of damage, and I think it's a lot better than depending on projectiles for this game. But when paired with the massive damage that the bombs do, it's really, there's no comparison. This level is really interesting because if you can keep going fast enough, you really avoid almost all of the threats. The more you slow down, the more that those little ghosts that are flying around will sort of inhabit the umbrellas and things like that. And so it's really effective to just, if you can keep your speed up, you can get out ahead of a lot of these enemies. Those lives that Tina just collected also really are only meant to be collected by the cat character. I forget her name. But the hook makes it actually pretty easy to climb walls, so you can get up there and get those extra lives and save a little bit of time in the process, being able to fly over everything. Are there really any glitches in this run to speak of? I mean, there's the one that isn't allowed in the speedrun because we found out what caused it, but are there any glitches I'm not thinking of?
No, not really. This is one of the few games that I speedrun where I just kind of play the game kind of the way that the developers want us to.
It was kind of a disappointment early on. We found we didn't identify exactly what had caused it, but it was a really good fight. Is easy mode making these fights so much faster, or like can you do it this fast on even normal?
So on normal, you would expect these fights to take a little bit over, well, close to double the amount of time. But the fights themselves, the quick kills are pretty consistent.
We found, anyway, so I was saying is we found a glitch relatively early on where one of the later levels, actually a relatively long level, we found a skip that occasionally, for whatever reason, actually just ended up skipping the whole level, like you'd spawn right at the end of the room. And we discovered that it was actually just dirty save data, like if you did 2 runs in a row, it didn't clear some data it was supposed to, so they patched that out, which is actually a good thing. I'm actually grateful that they did patch that, because while it's a glitch that you can do, it's, I don't know, kind of not great to have to do a whole run before you do a run just so that you can do some glitch.
Yeah.
These enemies are really obnoxious, the ones that Tina is kind of moving around between, but they get worse. We'll see them again later, and they're even worse. So what's the plot for this game again? There's like some sort of festival going on, and the moon gets mad, something like that.
The moon gets mad, turns everybody to stone.
Oh, you hate when that happens.
Your character decides that that's bad and that you should do something about it.
I do try not to moralize, but I can understand how they come to that conclusion.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite levels, just hands down. This level is so much fun.
Okay, that made me laugh. Just shotgun in hand, walking out the door, moon's haunted. Yeah, this level's really cool because Hanako being able to fly over everything, your character can take these updrafts to not hit the ground, and even when you do start to lose height, you can just down kick at a lot of these enemies, so you could really cover this whole stage quite easily, never touching the ground. You know, like Tina did just there. And for an arcade slash 'em up, this is pretty standard. You get a little auto scroller flying around.
You got Falcor in the background for fans of Neverending Story, though.
Mm-hmm. That's true. there's a lot of incentive to understanding how you get money and trying to collect it any opportunity you get, because those are how we buy our upgrades. So, you know, getting more capacity for bombs potentially, upgrading the sword as much as possible. If you were playing this casually, you may also want to like upgrade your max health. You might want to upgrade your kunai projectiles, things like that.
So when you hear those, I'm going to call them oinks. When you hear those oinks, that is Fujin and Raijin, which we will be facing off against after this level.
There's really, aside from maybe, I don't actually know if it does cause any serious lag, but aside from like the lag that you get from using the bombs, there's really no disincentivization to use them in these levels, because the game just keeps giving you more and more of them. And even aside from the ones that are just like sitting on clouds for you to pick up, several of the enemies in this level also drop bombs, so. Yeah, the money demands grow throughout the game. I mean, obviously, as you buy more upgrades, the later upgrades become more expensive. That's pretty standard. And so levels like this are a great opportunity to get the money you need to be able to fund some of these upgrades.
It's actually really bad if I don't get a bomb drop here, which I didn't. Well, we will not be showing off the quick kill of this boss.
That's a shame, because this boss is really annoying.
Yep.
Alright, so here's the Fujin and Raijin fight. Much like their mythological contemporaries, one shoots wind and the other shoots lightning. And this fight just
kidding.
sucks.
I'm gonna do the quick kill anyway.
Wow, that was really good.
So you need more than one bomb in not easy. As was mentioned, this is easy. Just to give everybody who might want to pick this up an idea of like where the floor is. Also, there's no time on the leaderboard for easy right now, so may as well.
Sure, might as well show up, right? It's like free world record.
But anybody who's watching, you should beat this time, because it's probably not going to be great for reasons that we're going to talk about soon.
This is another fairly straightforward flyover level. The next level, though, is going to be one of the interesting ones. It's not a vertical level or a diagonal level. Or sorry, it's not a vertical level or a horizontal level. It kind of goes diagonal, but it really shows off the capabilities of the hook, which is something that, aside from a few wall climbs and a few little bits of movement tech, we haven't really seen a lot from the hook. So it's actually, I think, my favorite level. I think it's one of the coolest ones.
This level is super fun.
Yeah, it's just really satisfying.
We'll revisit this level in a little bit, and it will be less fun.
So there's actually an achievement you can get in this game if you go through this whole level without ever touching the ground. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually not too hard to do, but it's really fun to go fast at this level. This level is more obnoxious than anything, and this is fortunately the one that you skipped with that previous glitch. It was actually really nice. Unfortunately, once we found out what caused it, we decided that we could not keep it in the run. The hook mechanic actually makes these vertical levels a lot of fun to play, I think. The vertical levels tend to be kind of an annoyance in platformers, but I think the hook mechanic does make these at least a little less frustrating.
So one of the power-ups that you haven't seen me use that I got after Fujin and Raijin, I can charge up my sword kind of like Mega Man now.
Just melting the health on these enemies.
Let's see if I can get Moon Jump glitch. Nope. We'll just fall forever instead. It's almost as good.
So we came all the way here to the moon to yell at it, and the moon instead yelled back at us.
Yep.
And now we're dead.
That's right. So that's the first loop. But now we're a ghost and very angry. So it's time to go kill the moon, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
nothing
only thing
else to do, really. Yeah.
Exactly. So, this game is 2 loops, so we're going to see the same levels again, but there's actually a lot of variation in the second loop. I think this game does a good job of not just making it a boring, hey, just play the game twice, like you get with some of these types of games. There's a lot of changes that happen now that you're dead. Some bosses show up in different places. Some enemies that couldn't hurt you before because they were ghosts now can, because you're a ghost too.
One of the things that happens is the one thing that's a bummer that I'm looking forward to a future patch that we know is coming is that there is RNG in a bunch of things in this game. When you're a ghost, there's RNG that controls how much health enemies have, your speed, your jump height, how much damage enemies do. Now, if you're thinking, this all sounds like stuff that I would like to be able to manipulate, I agree.
Yeah, so it's a little more than just the enemies getting harder on the second loop. It's, I did not, that's amazing that you can go over there.
Yeah, it's great.
So what prevents you from being able to do this in the first loop?
You don't have the hook.
Oh, okay, yeah, obviously. Well, I mean, when you put it so clearly like that, it just seems kind of obvious. A lot of these bosses, just their movements and mechanics, they change a lot in the second loop, and I think it does a good job. I mean, you probably won't really get a good feeling for it in easy mode, but they really do a good job of upping the difficulty in the second loop. So I think that was our first death this run.
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
Still a very nice fight.
Yeah, not too bad so far. Yeah, so one of the things that you might pick up on just while you're watching the easy run is that most of the difficulty of easy is being able to navigate the levels well. I say as I take my second death.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about during the first loop, is that if you can move through this stage fast enough, there's really no threats. But as soon as at any point you get slowed down, you just get overwhelmed by enemies. And it only gets worse in the second loop anyway, so it's not that surprising that we saw it here rather than the first time around.
Yeah, World 2, the moment that things start going sideways, they don't stop.
Yeah, all these ghosts you see flying around are looking for an object to inhabit so they can attack you with them. And so, if you give them time, they will find a home. So our first loop through here, we fought this sort of ghost swordsman here. He's not here this time, though.
No, but the lady who brought us back to life, to death, I don't know. The lady who made us a ghost.
Well, I wouldn't say she made you a ghost. Yeah, what's the terminology for going from alive to dead to undead?
So the Lich.
Yeah, the Necromancer. Got it. So in terms of runners in the community, who has joined since I've stopped running it? I mean, I guess technically I played this game and you run it. And there's Greensy's Saber.
Yep. And there's, I'm just going to call him Pinta. Because I don't remember the numbers after his name, but a Japanese runner who's just extremely talented.
Yeah, so this is us revisiting the auto-scroller. It's harder this time because you don't have a cloud to just fly in. You actually have to platform the whole time. And that's going to carry over even into the boss fight, which is going to be kind of miserable. I mean, unless you got some sort of... Unless you got some sick quick kill up your sleeve.
I mean, I am going to go for the quick kill. I have bombs for that reason.
And a lot of them.
I do, yeah. 6. I have... That's... If you're keeping track at home, these characters only have 6 fingers, you know, because they can only hold 6 objects.
That makes sense.
Yep. It's just science.
That's the reason I'm only able to hold 9 objects.
So other than 4,000 gold per world, at this point, I'm not too concerned. I want to be able to, of course, purchase more bombs. But other than that, we're pretty much at full power.
Yeah. Have you gotten the max upgrade for the sword yet, or is that not available at this point?
No, it only unlocks 1 level per world.
That's what I thought, yeah.
I have really good jump height this time through, which is both nice and kind of a problem because I'm not used to being able to jump well.
So the bosses, the enemies have different sort of attacks and abilities depending on what difficulty mode you're on. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the general rule is that your first loop is at the difficulty you chose, and your second loop is more or less
at the next one up. Yeah.
Yeah. If you play this on normal or on hard mode, those birds with the flutes, they also send out basically goof gas. They send out a projectile that if it hits you, it reverses your controls as well, which is pretty annoying. So on easy mode, you just don't see that at all.
No, there's a manipulation for making sure that the goof gas never gets to you, though. So
sure.
Casually, it's one of those things where you think, yeah, that's really funny. I love Rocky and Bullwinkle for the NES.
I'm having a great time. What's the penalty for falling off the screen? You take a big hit of damage and you bounce back up. So it's not instant death or anything. Which is good because this is the only character that can fly. So if it were instant death, that would be really unfair for them. Nice one. There were a lot of bombs that went off right then.
There were 1 or 2, yeah. Okay, I have really good horizontal speed, but I have awful vertical movement. So this is one of the harder seeds to play this particular level on. So it's going to be fun. For the second loop, a lot of speedrunning this game is just kind of getting a feel for how movement works and just doing the thing. Probably should.
So now we're gonna see that really cool level again. Unfortunately, this time the whole moon turning you into stone thing happens in this level rather than the earlier one. So you have to stay hidden behind the platforms whenever that goes off. And you can play this pretty aggressively. There's a very narrow window of time where it actually damages you or catches you. But, gosh, this level's just, it's hard to play fast. It does a lot of things to punish you for trying to play fast as well. So things like if you want to stand on the ground in the shadow of one of those platforms, some spots on the ground are so heavily sloped that you just slide right off of them, so trying to stay in place stably is really difficult.
That's unfortunate.
Got robbed there. You were so close. How do you turn a ghost into stone? A very powerful magic. Yes.
All right, we are coming up on close to the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. We got this vertical level one more time, and then we'll have the final boss fight, so it's coming up. This vertical level does get a little more aggressive in the second loop. This level was already kind of annoying the first time around, to be honest. It's not my favorite level, but it does get more aggressive the second time around, as you might expect. Is this a Switch exclusive? I don't know. Is it for any other consoles to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so perhaps, probably, maybe, yes, definitely. Check the publisher.
All right, so that samurai that we fought earlier, still very mad.
I don't know what his problem is. Oh, that's right. I haven't run this since they fixed that other glitch that you could do here. The one where the shopkeeper's on the screen above.
Yeah, so the shopkeepers used to be spawned.
Yeah. So right above you on the screen here is where the shopkeeper at the end of this stage is, and it used to be on an older patch. You could actually talk to the shopkeeper and end the level early.
Like that. All right, so time is going to be coming up very quickly. I'm going for a quick kill. When the screen glitches out, if I get the quick kill, that's time. So we are going to see a big, mean, scary ghost appear. The first phase we're going to do, but the second phase... Yeah, this should be good. All right, so that's time.
GG.
So that's Kemono Heroes. It gets harder when you pick the harder levels. The easy run is really all about optimizing movement, and then normal and hard start getting into being really good at the fights. And on the Switch, and who doesn't want to do speedruns on the Switch?
Oh, were you baiting me into saying something bad about speedrunning on the Switch?
No, I figured you were going to say something nice about speedrunning on the Switch.
No, it sucks if you want to play on old patches of games.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So GG's, Tina. What's world record for this category?
Well, by virtue of this being the first run done of easy, this was world record.
World record hype, I guess.
Yeah. So runners wanted to come and beat this run.
Yeah, because this is definitely an extremely beatable run.
How would you suggest if anybody wanted to steal this world record from you? How would they do it?
Well, they would pick up the game, and then they would record playing this faster than I did, and then they would go to speedrun.com/Kemono_Heros, and then they would say something like, "Haha, I beat you," and give me the VOD.
I don't know what I expected asking that question, because what I meant was,
I'm not
how
sure
would
that
someone...
we have a lot of material for learning it.
That's
Not
the
currently.
question. That's the question I was asking. Okay.
But it's not a super hard run to learn. There's a few bits of movement tech, and once you get that down, it's really about sort of improvising in that space.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tina, and thank you, Oth, for the commentary. I'm happy to call y'all friends, and it was nice to have y'all here today. We're going to take one more quick break. We have one more game on the docket today. It's going to be a good time. I don't want to spoil what it is, because you'll hear it as soon as we come back from break. Take it easy, and don't go anywhere unless you want to get water. Then go somewhere. See y'all soon. And we're back! And right about now, it's time to rock with the Biggity Buck Bumble. And I'm joined by Undead Blackbird, going to be showing off the glitchless category for this game. This theme song is one of my favorite things to ever come out of the 90s, and hardly a day goes by where I don't listen to some remix of this song.
There's some good remixes out there, for sure.
Yeah, I'll be serving not only as host, I'll also be doing some commentary on this. My qualifications are I hosted for this during Frost Fatales, and just rewatched the run. So we'll see how well I do. Just let me know when to start the timer, UBB, and we can get this show on the road. Unless you just want to sit here and listen to the theme song. That's up to you.
Yeah, so time will start as soon as I hit go on start one player game here. So we can start in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, this is one of those wacky mid-90s games that came out on the Nintendo 64. I remember playing it as a kid, and I just thought it was a lot of fun back then. And then recently I was like, you know what, I should try speedrunning it. And turns out there's not a whole lot of speedrunners for this game. There's myself and one other person that have posted times in the last 4 months, and all the other times are more than 3 years old. So there's not really anyone running this game.
Yeah. So if you want to run it, it's almost like I asked UBB to be on the show because this is about games that need runners. So it's a pretty cool run. The game is a bit of a meme, but the run itself is actually really impressive to watch.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of like, I hesitate to use the word tech to it because I kind of hate how vague that is. But there's a lot of routing that goes in mind, and dealing with rude enemies, which we'll see coming up. There's some like ants and wasps in particular are pretty rude in this game.
Yeah, a lot of the routing is just finding the fastest route to fly through a level, and then like in levels like this where you have to kill all enemies, it's just figuring out where the enemies are at to shoot in the right place at the right time. But one of the biggest annoyances is as you're flying, you'll be flying full speed, and if you take any sort of damage, it literally kills all your momentum and sometimes will turn you in a different direction. And that can be really annoying when you're trying to go fast. So a lot of the run is also just avoiding getting hit by anything.
Yeah, and hitting the ground also completely kills your momentum, and it's actually pretty hard to get back off the ground because Buck likes to stick to the ground.
It's a huge killer if you hit the ground. Yeah, the guy just crashed into me and I lost all my. And then water is even worse, because if you fall in the water, you have to spam the A button to get out of it.
Yeah, majority of the levels in this game are, get to the end. There's probably going to be some switches you got to get. There may be some other objectives like blowing up some stuff. There's a lot of explosions in this.
Yeah, the good thing here is just kill all the weevils, and then you can progress.
Yeah,
but, yeah. A lot of it is just go fast, get to the end, don't get hit.
Basically, this game's also very foggy. There's a lot of fog.
Yeah, so the fog is fun. Like, a lot of people think that's just the draw distance of the Nintendo 64, but the game takes place in England, which is a very foggy place to begin with. So, yeah, there, like you saw, I got like knocked around because I was getting hit as I took out the last satellite. That's sort of like how you can get disoriented really easily.
So, speaking of, this game does take place in England, so it does take place on Earth. What year does this game take place in?
I forgot to review that. If you watched the run recently, you might know the answer to that from.
I do. It's
2010.
2010.
Right.
The distant future of 2010.
In the future.
So we have a lot to look forward to in the year 2010. A lot of bees, a lot of explosions. At least if you're in England. I don't know how the rest of the world looks. It's never really touched on in the overall Buck Bumble lore. There was no Buck Bumble 2 that took place in like Manassas.
Yeah, that last ammo pickup is just a safety pickup. If I was going for world record, I would not have grabbed that and would hope not to miss a shot. But for a marathon, that's just a safety pickup. Here's another area where we had to eliminate all the enemies, and it's not uncommon for me to miss one of those dragonflies. Oh. I think I got him. And then, after clearing out the area, we find out that they've set up our base with a nuke. So, yeah, bugs that have been mutated by a nuclear spill using nuclear warfare on each other. 2010 is going to be a wild year when we get there. We thought 2020 was bad. We drop that off, and that's that level.
What happens if you touch the ground while holding that thing?
If you hit the ground or anything while you're carrying that bomb, it goes off and kills you.
So don't do that.
Yeah, don't hit the ground while you're carrying the nuke. And then here we have this really long chain reaction we have to stop it. You saw me hit that switch, and this little gray route that I'm flying over is the fuse basically, and you had to let it explode. So because it's so long and it takes so long to explode, there you just saw me lose all my momentum as that guy hit me. We'll just fly ahead of it, hit a couple of these other triggers that are available. So the chain reaction that I started at the start is still going. It's going to be following me for a while. You'll see here, there's another switch right here, but it's red, which means I can't hit it yet. So that chain reaction from the start has to get to that switch before I can flip that one. So we're just going to fly ahead. Oh, I missed that shot. Take out that switch. And we'll just clear up this area a little bit because we're going to have to ultimately come back here and take care of this tower once it's vulnerable. So that is all waiting on that chain reaction from the very start of the level. And it's a very slow chain reaction.
Yeah, there's at least 3 levels I can remember that
chain
are
reaction
just like
just got clear.
yeah, like there's this one, there's the one later where you blow up like the oil rig. And then there's a third one I can't remember exactly what the circumstances were. Where it's just a lot of waiting because you've done a thing and you have to wait for the game to process that you did the thing.
Right.
And like it's not necessarily bad.
And I took an extra shot because one of those wasps jumped in the way and tanked the shot. And this right here is the shortest level in the game. There's a total of 3 enemies, and as soon as you take out those 3 enemies, the level's over. And luckily, they're all grouped together, and if you aim the shots correctly, it only takes 1 shot to kill each of them. So, there's 1, there's 2, and then the third one will pop up right here. 3. But that one's a little harder than it may have looked, because if you hit one of those, again, you lose your momentum, you get knocked around, and it can be really hard to recover in a timely fashion. Here's another level where we're going to set off a chain reaction and then have a lot of time to kill. So you set off that chain reaction, and it's going to go and open up a door. And while we wait for it to do that, come back here and pick up this nuke that we're supposed to deliver. Come up here, activate this secret for a piece of ammo, and now the door's open. So that's those really slow chain reactions I'm talking about. And here you're going to see some really tense moments like that, where, again, you're carrying this nuke and you're trying not to hit anything with it, but you have to pass these really tight spaces. You juke around him. That one, fortunately, pops open this door pretty quickly. We take him out to cause this ammo drop to spawn, and that'll be an important ammo drop later. You try not to hit the wall as you're picking it up, and I almost did. And then we deliver it, and we're out of here. Alright. And this level introduces one of my least favorite enemies. You'll see this guy here with the big fly with the green eyes. Those guys are champions at getting in your way and not moving and just making you have a bad time. That one we can dodge if we hit that target just right. And then we're going to dive back into the sewers here. And we'll see more of this guy. So the wasps are really annoying because they will dive bomb straight into you, but those green guys will literally just stand in your way until you deal with them. Oh, there you see the...
I promise I'm still here.
What's that?
So I promise I'm still here. I didn't fall asleep on the mic or anything like that. No, not at all.
And then we get out here to this base, and there's more chain reactions to set up. And ultimately, that large red target there is the goal that we need to destroy. We just have to get rid of its protection by hitting all of these targets, setting off chain reactions, and try not to get bodied by all the wasps flying around. This is the last one of those. And then this is... Oh, I don't like this spot because those wasps will just gang up on you like that and make you have a bad day. But we got out of there.
Yeah. As I was mentioning earlier, the wasps can be really heckin' rude. It's not a good time. I don't like wasps, and neither does Buck. So.
And this mission lets us get some revenge on the wasps. We found a spot in the sewers where there's a couple of hives. And we're just going to go in and take them out. And this level introduces one of my favorite guns in the game, too. There's a lot of guns you'll see. Some don't even get used in the run. And others, there's one gun that only gets used in one spot. But this gun right here is my favorite gun. It's the lightning gun. And it'll kind of like hit anything that it passes by and kill it automatically. Which comes in handy when we have just a whole swarm of these wasps flying around. You just zap them all like that. And as usual, it misses a couple of them. So you just have to do a little cleanup. And cool, now we move on to the next one. Help pick up there. There's another hive. And I think we got all of them on that pass. Yep. So that was a lucky shot with the lightning gun there that we didn't have to pick up any remaining wasps afterwards. Those little green guys are really annoying. They'll home in on you and give you a bad day.
Yeah, that was a nice lightning shot on the wasps.
And we just have one more hive to come over here and find. You try to get those guys to group up a little bit, so you can take them out with just one shot. I think I missed one. Yep. That's that level, and now we just wait a second for it to teleport us out. So full health pick up if you need it. There we go.
So how did you get into this game, BB?
It's just a game. I found this game back in the day when I had an N64 as a kid. I think I saw the game in like Tips and Tricks or something. It just seemed really interesting and cool. And so I tracked it down, got a copy of it, played the crap out of it as a kid, and like, you know, now as an adult, I was just like, yeah, I remember that game. I wonder how the speedrun is. And I looked into it, and I was like, oh, I can do that. Here we have to collect 3 pieces of the key, and they're on specific enemies, like that second wasp. And then this guy has a piece of the key. So we get our 3 key pieces, and that unlocks the door.
Oh, we got puns going on in chat. Oh no.
Are we getting the puns? All right.
Yeah.
Those are the best. That's what this game is made for. I think my name in your Discord server is still B themed, if I'm not mistaken.
Most of the names in my Discord are B themed, and that happens to be completely unrelated to Buck Bumble, surprisingly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I thought it started with the Buck Bumble run. Oh no, it was the Legend of Zelda randomizer.
Yeah. Bees. So many bees. Anyway, that is not super relevant to the topic at hand, but yeah. Bees are a running theme in my life, it appears. I cannot escape them if I tried.
This stretch right here is really annoying. You just have a bunch of these guys that home in on you. You got those green-eyed guys that get in your way. But if you fly high and close to this left ledge, those green-eyed guys can't quite get to you, which is handy. And then here we get warped to the wrong place, and there's a boss we have to take out. These guys are really annoying unless you take care of them in a specific way, which is fly into their blind spot and start blasting. And he didn't even hit me. That was a really good boss there. Here's another level with these really long chain reaction sequences. There's actually like 5 targets that you have to hit to unlock the door to get into the last area of this level. Okay, hit that target, avoided him. He almost got in my way. Did I hit that one? Yes. I wasn't sure at first if I hit that target. And this one's a really long path to get to it. Here we'll see more of these green-eyed fellas. Ow. Out of my way. Hit that target and we're out of here. I believe this is one of the levels that saves a lot of time in the any % run versus glitchless, because rather than flying around hitting all 5 of these targets and waiting for them to unlock the door, you can just clip through the wall and skip all of this. But I haven't sat down and taken the time to learn how to do the clips yet. That probably is in my future if I keep running this game. I haven't got around to that yet. Another one of those green guys just almost got in my way there. We'll get him on the way back, though. Because he will get in my way here if I don't take him out. He shot me anyway. A little annoying, but could have been worse. A couple more ammo pickups while you wait for this chain reaction. Ooh, that was close. These guys will always drop ammo for this specific gun. We're gonna need that. And okay, the chain reaction has finally caught up to us, so we can go through the door now. A little bit of lag going through the door there. It always happens in that spot. And we just take out this tower, and it's down. And this mission here is an interesting one. It's the only one like it where he's trying to collect some of the young enemy bugs to do some research on them. So this level features a couple different things. One, we have another key lock, so we have to find 3 pieces of the key. 2, we have this gun, which only appears in this level. I don't know why it says 10 ammo, because you have unlimited ammo. You'll notice the counter doesn't go down when I use it. But it puts these little bugs to sleep so you can pick them up and carry them back for research purposes. Yeah, this is the only level that features this stun gun.
I like to think that it's not saying 10, it's trying to be an infinity symbol, and they just didn't know how to render that.
That very well could be. Fly up here for key piece number 2. Try not to get shot by those little guys. And this guy down here has key piece number 3. Grab that. Fly through here. We use the lightning gun because these guys group up perfectly. Take them all out like that. Get this guy on the ground. And wait for this door to open. Go through. Fly back here. This target unlocks the other door that we're going to need to go through in a few minutes. Here's our second pickup. Now these guys that I'm flying back to the pod at the start to teleport them away, they're very fragile. So like if I hit a wall or any of those doors that I'm flying through, they'll just shatter, and I'll have to go back and grab another one. And that's a big killer in the speedrun. I have lost them to those really tiny sized doors that you had to fly through. So I need to get one more of these little baby bugs.
I love how it has like 2 frames of animation.
Yeah. The last one's up here. Pick him up and take him home. Yeah, like I said, those doors are really tight, especially when you're carrying something you're trying not to hit the wall with. And a lot of this movement here is just to avoid the gunfire from those turrets. Well, that one almost got me. Because like I was explaining earlier, you know, if you take any sort of damage, it just kills all your forward momentum. And it doesn't seem like much, but it really adds up in the speedruns. If you take a lot of hits, you lose a lot of time. Oh, cool! I hit enough points for an extra life. Here we have another chain reaction setup. You can tell the developers of the game really like these chain reaction setups. Hit that target. And then this one. Ooh, that's close. And then while they're going off, we're just going to take a couple little detours for some ammo pickups. Some more of that lightning gun. Sometimes it doesn't register. You hit the button twice to turn around. You hit it once to do a loop and twice to turn around. And a lot of times.
But how do you do a barrel roll?
What?
But how do you do a barrel roll?
Bumble can't quite do a barrel roll.
Can you use the boost to get through?
There's no boosting to get through. We don't even use bombs wisely.
Okay, I'm done memeing. You can continue talking about it.
Yeah, so now yet again we have to wait for the chain reaction here. But as I was showing, if you press the button once, you do a loop. If you press it twice, you turn around. And a lot of times the game doesn't recognize that second press, so you'll be trying to turn around and he'll just do a loop. And it's kind of disappointing when that happens. Here we have more of the green-eyed guys that are really annoying. Blocking me from hitting these 2 targets. Let me get through this door. Here, once again, we just try to get good grouping on these groups of enemies to take them out really quickly. If any of those get away, it can be a real pain to hunt them down. Oh, ouch. Okay, we got him, and that will unlock this door over here. One last target. One last green-eyed fly. And then we're going to use the guided missiles to take out this oil platform over here. And to hit these 2 targets on it. And sometimes it can be hard to tell if you've made that second hit. So sometimes, and then it takes forever. You have to wait for that oil platform to completely sink before it warps you out of the level. So I've done everything I need to do to clear the level. You just had to wait for that animation to finish, which gives us a chance to come out here, get the health refill, get the ammo pickups.
And also gives you enough time to panic. Panic about not hitting it.
Yeah, it gives you enough time to think that you didn't quite make that second shot. You know, maybe you're not getting teleported out. You got to go back and make that shot. But we got it that time.
I didn't know Buck could stand until just this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. He can stand on the ground and walk on the ground. It's just very slow, so you don't really see that in the speedrun. Oh, we hit the wall there, and that's what we were talking about. If you hit a wall, you can kind of get stuck on it. It's a little difficult to recover from that. And here comes one of those instances where this is the only time you'll... I'm a room early. I always kind of forget about a room here and there. But it's the only time that you'll see this gun in action. Is taking out this nuke tower. So yeah, the enemy bugs are getting ready to launch a nuclear missile. And you're gonna come in and deactivate it. Oh, hit the ground, that's not good. This gun just kind of takes out these points really quickly. And I'm gonna run out of ammo with it. That's okay, we just have one more to take out. And we're done. This level sees a lot of different stuff used in it. So we have these targets to take out these red pillars. Those red pillars are like tractor beams. If you get too close, they just suck you in, and there's nothing you can do about it. And here we have a kill all enemies room with these weird-looking guys that only really show up here. Okay, they're down. There's another kill all enemies room, and these wall turrets count as enemies. Have to take out. So we'll take care of all of them first. And then we just have these two long boys to take care of.
Someone in the chat's mentioning the Delfino Plaza mashup. Yeah, this game is everywhere. Those remixes are so good. What I find funny is that I'd been listening to that Delfino Plaza remix for a few months, and the creator like randomly redid it with like a cleaner sample and more distinct drums like 4 weeks ago. So this game like is still producing quality content 22 years after its release.
Right? Get away from me. Oh, that was a whiff.
There's a soccer minigame in this game?
Yeah, it's one of the multiplayer modes. There's a couple
of...
I'm sorry?
I said I shouldn't be surprised. It does take place in England.
Yeah. There's a couple multiplayer modes. There's one where you just kind of like, it's just player versus player. And then there's a soccer mode, which is kind of like an early version of Rocket League in a way. Except you're bees, not cars.
There's a pun there. I'm just too tired to think of it. Rocket Beeg? Yes, that's good enough.
Alright, and this mission's a little bit different. You've got these three little guys like you see right in front of me. There's three of them, and you have to kind of race them and catch up to them. But you'll see I'm not in a hurry to get that first one, even though I could have gotten right there. is here I can get a 2-for-1. And then there's this last one I need to get, and then it'll warp me to a boss fight. And this boss fight coming up is my least favorite thing in the entire run. Oh, I see it there in chat. Rocket Bees was the pun.
Rocket Bees, that's good. I said Rocket Beeg, which didn't roll off the tongue as well. So Rocket Bees works.
So yeah, this boss right here is my least favorite in the game. He shoots out these little red things that are really annoying to avoid, and there you see how it just disorients you if you take a hit. You have to take out these two like engines at the back side of them. Ow, stop that. There's one down. And then it only gets worse after you take those down. Because that hatch flies off and you have to hit this blue target on its back. But he gets these new annoying red lasers. Okay, we got him in one hit. That doesn't always happen. And then
Bumble League is good.
We had to wait forever for him to crash. I'll show off the walking on the ground. I will not show off the falling in the water. I'm showing it off anyway. That's why you don't.
It's such a good animation. I'm just hearing like my heart will go on as this thing starts to sing in the background.
And this is one of my favorite levels. This one is just kind of a sprint to the end of the level with a bunch of stuff getting in your way. So you got this secret gun, which makes pretty quick work of those green-eyed guys that are so annoying. It's just kind of a race against the clock at the end. So we're just trying to go fast, not get hit, kill those spider webs before you fly into them.
We just need someone that can do the Smash Bros. Announcer voice. Race to the finish!
He got in my way a little bit. Yeah, the spider webs, luckily you don't like get stuck with them, you just kind of bounce off of them.
That's how spider webs work, it's fine. They're very springy.
And here we make a slight detour for this ammo pickup, it'll be very important later. If you see me fire this gun and you're not quite sure why I fired it, it's probably one of these green-eyed guys hiding behind something I'm trying to take out. Like here, you won't see the green-eyed guy, but there's one there, trust me.
Even when they fire it accidentally, there was a green guy there.
He got in my way. This is my least favorite hallway because there's so many turrets shooting at you, and if one of them hits you, it makes it more likely for more than one to hit you. Nice little full health pickup right there, just in case you need it. And here we duck down because there's some proximity mines that are right around this corner. We're almost at the end here. 2 more turns. And there's the end. Like I said, a lot of the rounding, like you especially see it there, is just knowing where to fly to avoid getting hit as you're flying around.
I feel like they missed out on a good opportunity of putting this level after you beat the queen and making like a Metroid-style escape.
Have like an escape sequence? Yeah, that would have been cool. Got a dragonfly, and then remember this guy that was a boss a few levels back? Now he's just a common enemy that you have to take out. A couple of them in this level.
Middle management.
Ouch. Yeah, he almost made me have a bad day there. Couple ammo pickups. We'll do this health pickup for safety, because that guy put a hurting on me. Here. A quick work of these caterpillar guys. I don't know if they're like supposed to be caterpillars or not. I always saw them as caterpillars. Don't want to hit that wall. Here's another one of these guys. I guess after you beat the one that was a boss, they kind of got demoted to just lackey. He's down.
No, I think they're still bosses. It's just middle management. You're heading in for the queen. So these are just all like the department managers below her.
This boss is the last new enemy type introduced before the final boss. Is these scorpion-looking guys that are fairly easy to take out, but they're really a pain because they fire those like seeking missiles that are really hard to avoid. So we got 2 more levels left. This one is we're kind of taking the fight into the core base of the hive. Okay. And the wasps have upgraded and they now have these guns on them and they now take 2 hits to take out. So those all need to go. This needs to go. Barely got it before it closed, and then you had to wait forever for it to open up again. Oh, that's not good. Long boys need to go. And then this big guy. Oh, there's another one of these guys flying around that I missed. No. I didn't mean to fire that gun, but it worked because it took that guy out.
Happy accident.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scoot back into his blind space because he almost caught me in there. And he's down. That activates the portal over here. And now we're deep in the heart of the hive. Ouch. And here you're going to see a lot more use of these seeker missiles that we saw earlier. This level really makes use of this gun. Remember, those red pillars, like I said, they're like a tractor beam that'll just suck you in and you cannot get out of it if you get stuck in it. Ammo pickups there. And we pick up the nuke that we're going to deliver right to the heart of the hive. First, we have to hit this switch. Our target is that platform there, but we have to take out these four little beams here that are protecting it. Alright. Easy every time. Just drop off the nuke, and then we get out of here. It's another timed escape sequence here.
Now I just want to hear a remix of Bug Bubble theme with the escape. I don't know how that would work. It's definitely not upbeat enough for that remix to be a thing, but
right.
Then when chat can do it, make it happen.
So we've now nuked the main hive base, and there's nothing left now but to go and defeat the hive queen.
Woo!
However, she's locked behind another one of those key doors that we need to get the 3 pieces of key to open. And you remember that scorpion boss we fought 2 levels ago?
I do.
There's 3 of those that are holding the key pieces.
Upper management.
So we just have to go around and find them lurking in the shadows. And try not to get killed in the process of taking it out. It's really easy to die in this level. And being that it's the last level, it's really a run killer when that happens. Missed. There's our first piece of the key. Second one's over here. Two down. Ouch. That's what I was saying, those seeker missiles can hit you really easily. Third guy's over here. And 3 down. You might be worried that I'm at low health with nothing left to do but kill the queen. That's fine. Not because the queen's easy, but because there's a full health pickup on the way. Yeah, see, there's that guy again. He's been demoted so far, we're just going to completely ignore him. Yes, the low health siren. Just fire a safety shot because there's some wasp in that area that can be a pain if you don't. There's our full health pickup, and now we're into the queen. this queen has two phases. The first one is significantly more annoying than the second because she can move to dodge these missiles really easily. And also she fires a lot of things that get in the way. So sometimes you just have to put a little distance between yourselves and try again. And that hit her arm that she just threw up the block perfectly. Okay, phase 1 is done. And then time will not be immediately after all the health is killed from phase 2. It'll be when I get teleported out of the room after this last hit. So time is coming up in a couple seconds here, right after she hits the ground. And time.
GG's.
What was the time for that?
37:59.
Ooh, I might have to retime that. That's really close to my PB.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, that seems very, very close.
My PB is like a 37. I forget, 37:40 something. I think I might have to retime that one.
Well, thank you so much for that run. So kind of tying back into the question about how you got into it, how did you learn the run? If someone wanted to, say, pick up this run to run it for whatever reason.
The way I learned it was I kind of went on to speedrun.com, looked at the world record video, and just tried to emulate that. Like I said, it all just comes down to sort of your routing, knowing where to go for your ammo pickups for what you need, and then just learning where the enemies are going to be to shoot in the right place at the right time. So I mean, that's how I learned it, was just watching another video of it and trying to emulate it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I do for a lot of the games that I learn. It's definitely a good strat. But thank you so much. And I don't know if anybody's hanging out from the previous runs. Thank you to the runners for Eat Girl. Thank you to Tina. This was a great episode. We are done with our runs, but don't go anywhere. We are going to go on a raid. We're going to take a quick break first. So stick around, and when that break's over, if you go get water, what have you, you'll be hanging out in a new cool place. I did just want to mention that on this upcoming Monday, the Community Spotlight will be having a spooky theme and showing off some horror games. So if you like spooky games, that'll be cool. And then if you haven't heard, SGDQ this year is going online. So info for that can be found at our website, gamesdonequick.com. I've been ZoeVermilion. Love hanging out with y'all. Have a great day.